hier kommt der Maybach.
Picture video. Einfach geil.
Yep, that's what I was doing for Memorial's Day. It was quite relaxing, and I gotta get to responding to a few more comments on the YouTube channel because I was basically doing a total digital detox a little bit this weekend. More like a social media detox. I got some really good work in this weekend, but again, going on the social accounts, I do limit myself to that quite a bit. If you guys have yet to try a Maybach, it's one of my favorite types of beers. It has a bit more body to it, and it's quite strong. So if you're near any sort of brewery, definitely see if they have Maybach on the menu. It's a seasonal beer, typically served May and June, but sometimes you could even find them in July. Either way, the year is not a proper year without Maybach. It's kind of like Christmas. If I don't celebrate Christmas, it feels like I skipped something that year, and that's how Maybachs feel to me. Hey guys, welcome back after the long Memorial Day weekend. It is Tuesday, and I was so ready to be back in action, but you got to trade the market you're in and not the market you want. And today, at least we realized that the small caps were absolutely not moving too much, and I was able to reduce a little bit of my risk by just kind of being extra conservative out of the gates. I did do one red to green move, and that was the only actual gap and go, I guess you could say, trade that I did today. I made some other ones later after the live stream, buying near support zones, looking for some reversals. But overall, everything is just very, very slow. I really want to be focusing on today's video, focusing on the red to green moves that we had, because almost every small cap stock was doing it, and it was almost perfect. Pulled back 1, 2, maybe 3 red candles, then bumped up 1 green candle, and then either had the red to green move, like LK, or didn't, like EVFM, which unfortunately was the one that I took the red to green trade on. There was definitely a few opportunities this morning, and if you basically just bought all the morning dips, you would have probably came out profitable as long as you cut your losses, because not all of them bounced. So that's why in this video, I want to be focusing on that red to green move. And it's one of the patterns that you see over and over and over again when you trade small caps, especially at the gap and go strategies, which means it's never a bad pattern to review. Before we go to the charts, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoy the content. If you're totally new here, remember we go live every morning at 9:15 a.m. to first review the watch list and then trade the market open. I would love to see you there, so don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon too, so you'll get a notification next time we go live. Leave any questions and comments below. I try to answer them as quick as possible. Off to the charts now. All right, guys, welcome to the recap video. It's 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's dive into it. So, it's the Monday. Oh no, that's wrong. It's the Tuesday after Memorial Day weekend, 3-day weekend. And I don't know if everyone's just hungover today or whatnot, but basically there was very little activity in the small cap world today. Out of the gates, I was looking at EVFM, which was our lead gapper on the day, and just going over some quick stats. I mean, it was gapping up 70% pre-market right here in this area, 80% even, holding its highs for the most part. Right around here, but then into the market open, we started trending below VWAP, and I didn't really like that fact. Showed that there wasn't a lot of strength behind it. But overall, I mean, there was an FDA approval on birth control gel on the 22nd, so that was on Friday. So it had all weekend to process that news, which made me a little bit nervous. That was gonna, there was a lot of basically trading that was already priced in pre-market. So the fact that this was going to gap and go was kind of slim, because typically you'll see a gap and go something like in this range. News comes out pre-market, but it's not totally priced in yet. And then right here in this area, we have the first leg up, we have a consolidation, and then this will be maybe at like 9:20 a.m. right before the market opens right here in this area. Boom, market opens, quick little pullback, and then you have the gap, right, consolidation, and then you have the go. And that's what we're waiting for. That's what we're looking to trade. So EVFM was kind of overextended, and at the end of its move. What I was looking for, though, was maybe seeing if we could have some potential with a red to green move on this one. And then maybe at least retest VWAP, at least retest 7 multi-month support and resistance. And that's what I was kind of waiting for. On the red to green moves, I typically like to buy the red candles into the dips. So that, 7% pulling back, that's actually quite nice. I was just a little bit slow with this one. I actually missed this one. But then as we were breaking higher here, I was like, okay, this looks pretty good. We could break the 15-minute EMA any second. And if we break this one, we should see some really, really nice momentum pile in here, and then see this one go past the EMA. And I would probably be taking profits at 685, and then ideally a break of 7. But yeah, we didn't get that. I quickly got out of my position after that and then just kind of moved on. It was very, it wasn't the smallest loss, about 20 cents a share. But it was okay. It was okay. It could have been smaller. I had some issues getting out. I created a stop below the price, and that was creating some issues. So that was kind of the first issue with this one. The rest of the day, I didn't really feel like trading. I was like, there's nothing really that great going on here, so I'm probably not going to trade. It wasn't until, after the stream, we kind of found some support in this zone. You can kind of see right around 5.8. For once we're, trading above 15-minute EMA, the trend might be reversing. We're up here looking for potential crack of 6.2. I didn't really want to get too aggressive in this area, so I was waiting for a flash dip pullback and then maybe a breakout here. We got the pullback, but then we had another pullback and then another pullback. I have my max stop here at 581. So basically coming into this retest here, I'm going to be getting out of this one. Ideally, I would actually rather, my thesis is wrong. I know this is going to be a red trade. Or a scratch at best. What I would like is us to break above this 15-minute EMA, and then I would actually close my position here at about 603 or something like that. That would be super ideal. So I'm going to keep a close eye on EVFN. Let me just put it on the other chart over here, so I'm watching it. So that would be my ideal way to exit this one. We did actually get one nice little trade here with MTC. Let me quickly go to this one. This is one we were watching all day, and I was saying, like, there's a really good chance I'm going to trade MTC at the end of the live stream. This one, similar situation. Break above the 15-minute EMA after basically pre-market, it does nothing, or, into the market open, which is kind of disappointing because, again, this one was gapping up 250%, 7 million float, Chinese software company, strong financials came out on Saturday. There was a lot of buyers. So, yeah, you would have thought that, there's some activity on this one. This one had also kind of an attempt of a red to green move here. 2 candles pulled lower, and then all of a sudden from about 10 to 53 pulled higher here, 13%. That would have been the one time to do a little bit of red to green grab and go. Other than that, not really too exciting. So kind of unfortunate with this one. There was, though, during the stream right around here at like 8:15, some giant buyers. Or it was somewhere in this area, actually. We eventually did crack that area and pulled even lower at about $2. But then again, some support came in. And I was like, I like this. I'm going to go long here. Put a limit order, see if we could get a retest. Got it at 211. And then we had a nice little run here to 6%. I was hoping we would go higher to about 230, maybe even to 2.4, maybe even a break of 15-minute EMA. I was going to take profits along the way. Unfortunately, we didn't get that. When this one didn't crack and this one had very light volume, I was like, I'm out of this one. Closed my whole position about 2.15 roughly. So this was actually a nice trade. The only problem with this one is I actually thought I would maybe get an entry here at about 2.5. This was a leftover order from this morning. So by the time I actually got the entry here, I forgot to adjust it to maybe about 500 shares. So I actually took like 20-30% lower than my ideal position size. So this was probably about a 5% trade, and we could have made more money on it. So that was actually a little bit unfortunate. Kind of left some money on the table just because my position size was way under on this one based on our count challenge so far. So I'm not sure if this is going to have any continuation, but MTC was kind of a leak gap on the day. So I'm surprised that we didn't get more follow through on this one. And for now, I probably won't be trading it. Really quickly, in the beginning, we were talking about the green gap and go. And there was one more stock that was actually pretty hot today, LK. It wasn't really our typical small cap criteria, but this one had a red to green move as well. Just like, actually, you know what? Let me go here, detach my screen for a second, and then show you guys a little bit better. Let me open up a different one, day trader, this one. Open this up, and then I'll say LK over here, and then we were talking about EVFM over here. You can see the daily charts down here, and let's focus here on pre-market very quickly. So pre-market opening bell happens. This is what I was waiting for. This is a classic red to green setup. And just so you guys know why I entered here, you can see the same situation here. We broke up higher here once, had a little bit of a pullback. So I would have probably bought on this one at 168. Would have probably held into this one. I don't think I would have got chopped out. I mean, you never know. Hindsight's always 20/20, but we didn't break below 1.65. I probably would have started closing my position on a break of that. Just like this one, we broke this candle, and that's when I was looking for an exit. Then we held here a little bit, and this thing rocketed, 28%. So today, I had the right idea in general. I knew this was going to probably sell off a little bit, and we almost had sell-offs across the board. I was looking for that red to green, kind of missed the entry, and then, this one rockets up, and I'm like, oh, come on. That was a little bit unfortunate that I missed this. So, yeah. Or that not that I missed this, I bought the wrong one, right? LK was technically much hotter, and this one exploded. Although EVFM was our lead gapper, so I'm surprised that we didn't get the fall through on this one. So I kind of want to talk about that a little bit, the red to green move. Now with red to green moves, like I said, I typically like to buy on the second red candle to make a new low. Although sometimes you get 3 candles, sometimes you get 4, sometimes just 1 candle. There's no exact signs. This time it looks a little bit more cookie cutter because there's 2 exact red candles, and then we have this one is actually 3 red candles, but this one's the second red candle was actually the perfect low. And then boom, 1 move candle to the upside, and then start reversing. So kind of similar setups here. This one was just a red to green move that actually worked, and then over here obviously was a red to green move that didn't work. So that's kind of the obvious difference. But you kind of get the idea. You get what I was looking for, the general thesis of this overall move. And it just unfortunately didn't work out. So I'm happy at least I can share a little bit of the red to green moves with you guys. I think we even had one more red to green that was actually quite nice. I think MTC did one, but it didn't have the fall through we were looking for. Yeah, MTC also yeah, so this one, 2 candles down to the, and then, the move here, we're talking about this for a split second. This one also failed. I mean, this was a red to green move you would have been really quick on. Could have made 13%, but if you're waiting for the break of VWAP, boom, all of a sudden, 3 candles, you are, red again on this trade. So that's, it's sometimes really tough to get those red to greens because you just have to be really quick. And if there's some, ThinkorSwim issues or, broker issues, ThinkorSwim is my broker, you can get really stuck on the wrong side. Here's another CLRB, which was a big gapper out today. This, classic example of red to green move that just absolutely, this isn't even a red to green move. This is just brutal sell off. Tries to bounce here, 15-minute EMA just gets slammed, and then more selling. So this one didn't really work at all. So you just got to be really quick with cutting your losses on these red to green moves that don't work. Because today we didn't even have any real gap and goes. MARK was one of the lead movers. This one tried to have a gap and go, tried to pull up, didn't work. Also kind of had a red to green move here, about 8%, didn't hold its highs and sold off. So today, if you're just buying the dips and you're selling it right away, you could have actually had a bit of a green day. But today it's unusual where you have almost every lead gap or small cap doing a red to green like that consistently. And again, there wasn't a lot of follow through, so not very nice. And very quickly here, EVFM, I'll probably be closing this one out really soon here. My stop is still here, not getting a lot of volume. I don't like that. So most likely I'll be closing out this position. I'm already going to move up my stop just a little bit here, maybe to 89. Maybe I'll get stopped out any second. Obviously tomorrow you'll see where I exit in the trade journal. You'll be able to see in the future all these trades, and in general they get all documented. It looks like I'm about to get out of this one right now. I'm just saying this one, you know what, I'm just actually going to force the exit here at 91. Let's see if this works. Having some stop issues. Might have been an issue of me kind of jumping in on this one. Let me go ahead and cancel this order. Actually, let's quickly see what just happened. Actually, that was kind of weird. Let me close this screen. Let me go to EVFM. So if we break below, let's say 89, I'm going to get out of this order. And I like to always adjust it to a stop limit. And again, okay, I guess we're having a little bit of learning right here. So if we break below this one, my stop limit will be executed. which basically means my limit order to sell at 589 will be executed, or at least pop up. So let's just see what happened here. We had a canceled orders. We had a market stop. No, that was at a different time. 36. Should be this one. Stop right here with a limit. Oh, that's why, because the limit order was actually at a different price. Okay, so let me quickly check here. Okay, this price is right now at 89, so that makes more sense. Okay, so the reason it didn't get executed is because our stop was still down here, but our limit order was up there. That's why. So we confused the system a little bit. We moved the limit order up, but the stop was still there. So the stop never got triggered, which would have opened up the limit order. That's why. So sometimes you have to tweak a little bit. And I don't use stops too much because I'm fairly quick in the morning. I don't need to make stops, but they're quite nice if you're trying to let a trade run a little bit and you have a trailing stop. It's quite nice sometimes. All right, so I'm going to let this run a little bit. Who knows? I could get stopped out any minute. I think there's a lot of sellers here. I might actually even move up my limit order. But what I would really like to do is cancel the limit order and then actually sell, like I said, a little bit closer to this above $6. I do think, I can walk away with a scratch on this one, which would be nice. Big buyers coming in here a little bit. Multi-month support and resistance in this area as well. But overall, the activity on EVFM is just very not exciting. So if I get stopped at him, doesn't matter. What's this one? All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up the recap video. I think the big focus day was on those red to green moves. I love those setups. Sometimes they can work really, really nice. You can make, quick 10, 15% off of them. Today just, didn't really work out that well. Unfortunately, the one red to green move that I jumped on was like the least follow through that we had. So that's a little bit unfortunate. Look at EVFM. So good thing we had some issues on that one because this one's looking like it still has a little bit of energy into it. All right, guys, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoy the content. If you're totally new here, remember to go live every morning at 9:15 a.m. to first review the watch list and then trade the market open. So if you want to learn more about trading, definitely check that out. I'd love to see you there. Don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, guys, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.